What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and break down what's happening with the news affecting the markets and some economic data that just came out. But just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15, not to mention 8.1% APY on invested cash. The offer ends very soon in just about 5 days from now. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening with the market. So after getting a nice pump on Friday, the market most definitely had more upside potential. But before that potential came, the market's trying to retrace a bit. Now, we'll be watching some key supports to see if they hold, and this will determine the direction the market's going to head in. So I'll be talking about these key levels in just a minute. But just know that today is Thursday, December 26th. It's the day after Christmas. The stock market's going to open as it normally does, and we're going to see everything just go back to normal from this point. So just know that we had initial jobless claims. Those were very close to expectations, a little bit short, and continuing jobless claims were above expectations. Besides that, we have some bill auctions coming out at 11 o'clock a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And besides that, there's nothing else that's too crazy, so we just have a couple of bill auctions at 11 a.m. May cause some volatility, but that's pretty much it. As far as the market goes, it is the Thursday after the market has come back from the holiday. The market was closed for Christmas yesterday. So far, we're starting to see a little bit of a dip on the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and a couple of them, but we'll be watching to see if supports hold. Now, retail traders, they have sent almost $30 billion into Nvda, which just goes to show how popular it is amongst many retail investors. And for now, we're going to be watching key supports for it. Besides that, I'm seeing more talk about AI and factors like that, but there's nothing else that's too crazy on the news right now. It's just right after Christmas. So what do I see for the share prices right now? Well, as far as SPY goes, I am looking for a small retracement here. We're trying to break out from here. Now we're starting to show signs of reversal. We didn't fully fill this imbalance. I was talking about 603, then potentially 605 as my targets. We came a little bit short of 603, so now it's starting to turn. So it's very simple. If we break past 602, we're bullish. We're looking for 603 and 605 as our targets. If we don't surpass them, we just continue to dip. We're looking for 598 as our main support. If 598 fails us at the 4-hour 50 EMA, we're looking for the 595s, and then we're looking for 590, just a little bit under 592 if that fails us. So I would like to see a bounce off one of these levels, but it's not guaranteed. No promises until we see how well this ends up holding up. So at the very least, I'm thinking we're going to be testing 598s to 595, and we'll have to see if we could hold 595 to try to bounce. If not, this is going to be dumping a lot more. So I hope that's as clear as possible. Look for a small retracement, 598s to 595. And we should be trying to bounce off that level. If not, we are going to be dipping a lot more. So please keep that in mind. For ES, I would like to see it surpass 6100 to turn bullish. If not, we're looking for 6050 near our 50 EMA. If that fails us, we're looking for dip back down to about 6030, and then all the way back down to 6000 below that. So there could be a retracement back down to about 6050. Not to mention like 6030. We'll have to see if we bounce off one of those supports. So look for a small pullback, and then we'll see what kind of reaction we get. For Nvda, we pumped and dumped here, so this is typically another liquidity grab. Typically, that leads to a little bit more downside, so there could be a retest of about 138, and we have to try to hold that. If not, there could be a small retracement back down to about 130, the 136.5 area. Like I said in my earlier videos, I was saying that this is like a left shoulder. This is like our head, and then we're about to see some kind of like right shoulder that's forming. This could be forming like a right shoulder before it tries to bounce, but there might be a small retracement to start things off. Nvda could be dipping to 138 and eventually 136.5, and then we'll see what kind of reaction we get. For Bitcoin, we're also dipping right here. We're going to be watching to see if we can surpass 97,000 to turn back up. If not, we're looking for a retracement to 94,300. I think this dips to 94,000, and then we'll see if we bounce off that or not. So just watch and see. For Tesla's looking like, it pushed quite a bit. We do have this imbalance up here to fill. We might get a little retracement first before it tries to bounce again. If we break past 468 to 470, we're looking for an attempt to get up to 480. If we can't do that, we're looking for essentially 460, then 456 as our supports. 456 fails us, we're looking for 448 or so, near where the 20 EMA is going to be. I think that this is favoring downside a little bit more for 460 than 456 for a small dip. But this could be forming like a cup and then a handle before it tries to break out higher. So this could just be a retracement for a bounce. NQ might be retracing to about 21,800. We'll see if we bounce off that or not. If not, this will be dipping a lot more. We'll look for a little bit more downside. We'll see if we get that bounce. For the QQQ, it's the same thing. We'll be looking for essentially 525-ish. We could be retracing closer to that. We'll have to see if we bounce or not. If we don't hold that, we could be dipping a lot lower towards 520. We'll watch to see what happens if we hit 525 and if we get a rebound or not. For Aapl, we're on a very, very nice uptrend so far. 258 is going to be our resistance. If that breaks, we're looking for essentially 260. If this rejects here, we could be dipping back down towards 256.5 and eventually 255. So I'll be watching to see how things end up going. I think that there might be a little retracement close to about 256 before it tries to bounce again, but it's still looking quite decent, holding up very, very well. For the IWM Russell 2000, now I was eyeing an inverse head and shoulders, hoping that this would break higher, start pushing, but we're coming short of breaking our 20 EMA instead. So if we can't surpass 223.5, there's going to be a risk of us retracing to about 220. We'll have to see if we bounce off that or not. For a coin, we have this resistance to watch for at 282. If we can't surpass that, we're looking for a dip closer to about 269, and we'll have to see what kind of reaction we get. For Amzn, we're on an uptrend. We have this imbalance to fill out 230. We might retrace first about 226.8. We'll have to see if we bounce. Look for a little bit of a dip here towards 226. For Meta, we're looking for essentially 603. If that fails us, we're looking for essentially 600. We'll have to see if we get some kind of bounce or not. But there might be a little retracement back down to 600, and we'll have to give this the time it needs. We also have resistance at 440 for Microsoft. It could be dipping a little bit lower for essentially 436.5, and we'll see if we bounce or not, but look for a little dip there. For Google, we might be retracing to about 195, and we'll have to see if we bounce or not, but look for a little bit of a dip. If 195 fails us, we're looking for 192, so just be a little bit careful. For Palantir, this is also doing a great job at holding up still. Make sure you watch this previous resistance becoming support at 182. I'm sorry, 182 flat. Sorry about that, guys. If 82 does not hold, then we're looking for essentially 80.5. And we'll be watching to see which one of those supports end up holding. Let's look for a little bit of a retracement, and we'll see how the market does. So as far as the market goes, it's showing signs it's going to dip a little bit. We'll have to see, is this going to be the high? Do we come down? Is this about to be a lower high instead, and then we reject? Or is this going to be a small retracement, then a bounce, which is going to push us higher back up to these highs? Both of them are now becoming more possible, but for now, instead of focusing on that, I would say that I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. But for now, the main thing is, do we retrace a bit and then get a bounce from here? I'll be watching to see if that happens or not. If we lose our 200 EMA, I'm going to turn a lot more bearish, so we'll see about that. For now, just looking 598 to 595. Let's see if we bounce off that range. If not, then, it is what it is, guys. We're just going to have to continue from here. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, and peace out.